together. I think the experience of game one helped us prepare for game two. And, being home and having a crowd and all that stuff definitely helps. So we didn't like the way that we played in game one, and we rectified it, which is hopefully a sign of things to come as far as taking adversity and learning from it and then doing better and playing better.
It seemed like you started the game with more intensity, particularly Jae'Sean Tate and Christian Wood. What do you credit that to?
Some of it is those guys kind of figuring out how to play together. It's hard when you have Tate and you have Seawood and you have Tice out there to initially kind of figure out where I'm supposed to be. But slowly but surely, it seems like they're figuring it out a little bit as far as Christian and his spacing, JT and his spacing, and he was great tonight. He rebounded the ball. He took his open threes, made both of them. And obviously Christian, with his performance, was like really, really good, like inside, outside, rebounding, whatever we needed. He was great.
You talked about, the younger being able to get out and run and getting stops, turning into transition offense. How was that first quarter for you? Just from the defensive?
I thought it was good. I thought our energy was good. I thought we were active with our hands as the ball got into the paint. They made some little drop-off passes that we were able to convert into transition buckets for us. But 21 points in the first quarter, for us to allow that is a good recipe for us, because that means we're able to get out in transition. That means we're rebounding the ball instead of taking it out of bounds and all of those things that go along with getting stopped. So, the defense, it was the defense tonight that led to the offense.
Hey, Coach, speaking of game one, you talk about how bad that game one was. Can you talk, was this more of a frustration game? Just take it out and just, 30, 40 points win, I guess. So, and then KPJ's facilitation, how do you like his passes tonight, Coach?
Yeah, I'll take your second question first, which was, the bounce back, right? The going from 9 turnovers to 9 assists. And I think he had 2 turnovers tonight, which is great. And he's making plays for his teammates. And he was really, really focused and responded and bounced back from that game one. So I wouldn't say it was like taking anything out or whatever. It was just learning and applying what you learn. And that's going to be us this year, applying what we learn and getting better. Apply, get better. And having some games like we had the other day, hopefully not too many, but every team has them. Even the really veteran teams have some games where they don't play as well as they want, but the next game, learning from that and taking it to the next game is where we're at.
Going back to what you were talking about with spacing of your front court, does that lead to Christian having more threes opportunity, but also that you guys need him to take and make them even more because of that line?
Yeah, he needs to be a spacer. He needs to be inside out. He needs to be able to play in the paint as far as his rebounding and playing in the dunker some. I think we got a drive and a lob dunk to him. But also spacing the floor and shooting his three is going to be very important, because you look at that lineup, we don't have a bunch of shooters in the starting group, and he is one who shot 37% last year. So yeah, we need his 3-point shooting, his ability to stretch the defense and open gaps for our drivers.
You spoke a little bit about Kevin Porter Jr.'s bounce back game tonight, but only 16 turnovers as a whole for the team. What did you like about how things were being executed out there offensively?
I liked it better than Minnesota, obviously. I called fewer plays tonight than I did in that game. We need to play in space. We need to play with pace. We need to play out of early pick and rolls and that kind of thing, and less half-court sets, just because we're more comfortable doing that. So as a result, our spacing was pretty good. We showed them this morning as far as where we can be spaced better. And I thought that was a big key to it, as far as Scoot and his reads and Jalen and his reads. Jalen made some really good plays with the ball and made plays for others. And then I think with Eric coming off the bench and giving us that spark, I think you see what he does as far as spacing the floor, but also driving it into the paint because we're spaced well. So
You said you
doing all
called,
those things. Yeah, go ahead.
I apologize.
No worries.
You said you called less plays tonight. Is that a pregame adjustment that you make or something you decide to do throughout the course of the game based on how a game is going?
Usually, I mean, I wanted to call less plays tonight, but if we're taking the ball out of the net every time, then I have to call more plays. So it's very much a result of what kind of defense we're playing as far as how many plays I'm going to call.
Coach, can you just talk about the growth that you have seen from Christian Wood today, especially knowing that he was just 1 point shy from his career high?
Yeah, I mean, there's been big time growth. There's been big time maturity. There's been a lot, and he has spent the time. I told him the other day, he was here making sure that his body was right for the season, for the regular season, and I'm not sure in the past if he would have done that. And I think another part of it is the fact that this is the first time he's been on the same team for 2 consecutive years. And you see the growth from year to year. You see the trust that goes back and forth between he and I, the trust that goes back and forth between him and his teammates who know him and know what he can do. And a lot goes into that. So yeah, there's been a lot of growth and a lot of maturity as far as he's concerned. And as a result, he had a good game tonight.
Did Jalen get high enough on that dunk attempt?
I haven't seen the highlight, but whoa, that was crazy.
Coach, speaking of Jalen, what did you see from him and Kevin in terms of the gravity, them crews, looks for each other?
Yeah, I think the driving kick was good, and he had some good looks that were created by other guys. I thought our driving kicks were really good, and getting the ball into the paint and making plays for others. And Jalen's going to make more than he misses from with the shots that he's getting. So I'm not worried at all about that. But I was proud of Jae'Sean for 2 things. It's playmaking, because he was part of the driving kick game, and then his I'm just gonna keep playing. Like, he had some really good defensive plays where he bodied up and kept the ball out of the paint, and then he had some other plays where, you know, the ball wasn't falling, but he was still in the game and still in like the structure of how we do things. So yeah, I'm very encouraged by Jae'Sean and the way he played tonight.
You have a lot of capable scorers on the team, obviously Eric, Christian, KPJ. How do you see Jae'Sean as a coach trying to integrate his scoring talent into that offense?
Yeah, I mean, if we keep moving the ball, it'll be natural. It'll be organic, and that's the best way for it to happen. I don't want to have to concentrate on getting him the ball, because you're right, we do have a bunch of guys. But there will be times as we go along the season, we'll add more to the playbook. We'll find out more about him and how he can put as much pressure on the defense as he possibly can. So that's, you know, we're pretty basic right now with what we're doing. And if we can get it to where it's super organic and everybody's getting to touch the ball and everybody's getting an opportunity to put pressure on the defense, that's how we'll do it. But, you know, more play calls and stuff are probably coming, and it's going to be an organic thing.